Chosen one, December 25th is not arriving like other days have arrived in your life, and deep down, you already know this. It does not feel casual. It does not feel routine. It carries a weight, a stillness, and a quiet authority that separates it from everything before it. This is not a motivational date, not a symbolic marker, and not something you need to force meaning onto. December 25th is a threshold, a crossing point where the long season of waiting finally loosens its grip. For a long time, life has felt like preparation without payoff, like pressure without release, like knowing something was coming but never seeing it arrive. This day does not come to tease you or test you again. It comes to confirm. What begins now is not fragile, not experimental, and not dependent on how you feel emotionally in the moment. It is anchored in divine timing, which does not rush and does not miss. The urgency you feel is not anxiety, it is recognition. Something inside you is responding because something above you has already decided. This is not a possibility being offered. It is a declaration being fulfilled. The reason this message carries authority is because it is not asking you to believe harder. It is telling you that belief is no longer the requirement. Receiving is. December 25th is the moment when delay officially ends, when the internal holding pattern dissolves, and when the flow that has been restrained for your protection begins to move freely. This is not about hype. This is about alignment. And alignment changes everything. What is unfolding now, Chosen One, is not a single blessing or a one-time breakthrough. It is a transfer layered, intentional, and multidimensional. Spiritually, it brings clarity where confusion once lingered, authority where hesitation once lived, and peace that no longer depends on outcomes. Financially, it shifts you out of survival thinking and into sustainability, stewardship, and overflow. Generationally, it touches bloodlines, rewrites stories, and corrects patterns that existed long before you were born. This transfer was not delayed because you were unworthy. It was held because precision matters when destiny is involved. Some things cannot arrive early without distorting the person meant to carry them. Heaven does not rush what must last. That is why this moment feels sudden, even though it took years to prepare. The transfer now released carries your name, your timing, and your assignment. It is not generic. It is custom-built. It fits your capacity, your maturity, and your calling. Human effort alone could never unlock this, because effort was never the key, alignment was. And now alignment has been reached. This is why the shift from anticipation to activation matters so deeply. You are no longer standing outside the door hoping it opens. You are stepping through because it already has. The energy has changed from waiting to receiving, from asking to holding, from imagining to embodying. This is not something you chase. It is something that recognizes you, Chosen One. Moments like this require participation, not because heaven needs your action, but because your system needs agreement. Alignment is not passive observation, it is conscious consent. That is why staying present matters. That is why engagement matters. When you type 99, when you affirm, when you remain open and attentive, you are not performing superstition, you are practicing alignment. Agreement clears resistance. It tells your mind, your body, and your nervous system that you are no longer bracing for disappointment. You are ready to receive. Many people block their own flow not because the blessing is unavailable, but because their internal posture is still defensive. Engagement shifts posture. It moves you from spectator to participant, from skepticism to resonance. This message is not meant to be consumed casually. It is meant to be entered. Think of it as a doorway rather than content. When you agree, you are not forcing manifestation, You are removing friction. And friction is what delays flow. The reason this moment feels participatory is because destiny responds to alignment. When you align internally, externally things begin to move without strain. This is not about convincing God. It is about consenting to what God has already authorized. Your agreement does not create the flow, it allows it to pass through you unobstructed. There are rare moments, chosen one, when the unseen becomes tangible, not through noise, spectacle, or dramatic signs, but through inner certainty. You may notice it as a quiet confidence replacing restlessness, or as a sudden sense of readiness without knowing exactly why. This is not imagination. This is awareness catching up with reality. What has shifted is not theoretical or prophetic anymore. It is operational. A spiritual handoff has taken place. Authority has been reassigned. Timing has been activated. The atmosphere around you is different, even if your surroundings look the same. This is because real change begins internally before it becomes visible externally. Waiting energy feels heavy, stagnant, and exhausting. Receiving energy feels calm, grounded, and steady. That is the transition happening now. You are not losing sensitivity, you are refining it. Your ability to feel this shift is not emotional instability, it is spiritual awareness. Many will not recognize this moment because they rely on external validation to believe internal truth. You're different. You sense alignment before outcomes. And that is why this moment is real for you now, not later. This moment marks a deep identity reset, chosen one. You are no longer operating from the posture of striving, chasing, or proving. You were never meant to beg for doors that were assigned to open for you. Your existence itself is evidence that a divine decision has already been made. Arrival now is not a reward for suffering. It is a response to readiness. You are not here to convince systems of your value. You are here to respond to invitations that match your authority. This shift dismantles desperation and replaces it with magnetism. When identity aligns, pursuit ends. You stop running after what is meant to recognize you. Gates open by authority, not effort. Approval comes by assignment, not exhaustion. What is entering your life now does not require explanation or justification. It responds to who you have become. This is why things begin to feel easier, not because responsibility disappears, but because resistance does. You are stepping into a season where things move because they are supposed to, not because you forced them to. Chosen one. The reason wealth has never felt foreign to you, even when it was absent, is because it was never meant to be external to your identity. Long before money showed up in your hands, it lived in your spirit as recognition. That quiet sense you carried for years, the knowing that your life was meant for more than survival, more than barely getting by, more than repeating the same financial stories you watched others live out. That knowing was not arrogance or fantasy. It was memory. Wealth, in its truest form, is not excess, it is inheritance. And inheritance does not begin with bank accounts, it begins with authorization. You were never meant to force wealth into existence through exhaustion or compromise. It was coded into your design, written into your DNA as part of your assignment. That is why struggle always felt unnatural to you, even when it was familiar. Spiritually, this transfer carries legality. It comes with approval, permission, and protection. There is no need to rush, manipulate, or prove readiness, because readiness has already been confirmed. Wealth is not chasing you because you worked harder than others. It is aligning with you because purpose requires provision. This is not comfort wealth designed to insulate you from responsibility. This is assignment wealth meant to fund impact, vision, and change. It arrives now because you have matured beyond ego and learned stewardship through lack. You understand value, not just possession. And that understanding makes you trustworthy. The reason it feels natural now is because you're finally meeting what always belonged to you. Behind what you can see, chosen one, systems are shifting in ways you were never meant to manage consciously. Paths are being rerouted. Delays that once felt immovable are dissolving without explanation. Accounts you did not know existed, opportunities, connections, resources are opening because the timeline has changed. Acceleration is not random chaos, it is divine compensation. When permission arrives, time compresses. What once took years of pushing, waiting, and proving suddenly happens in weeks, days, sometimes moments. This can feel disorienting if you are not prepared for it, which is why the urgency you feel now is not panic, it is recognition. Your spirit senses movement because movement has begun. Approvals that were held up were not denied, they were sealed, waiting for the correct alignment. And now that alignment has been reached, they are being released all at once. This is why it feels fast. This is why it feels like multiple things are shifting simultaneously. You are not imagining it. You are not reading too much into it. You are witnessing acceleration that comes when divine permission overrides human timelines. Waiting seasons train patience, but release seasons require trust. Things are moving now because they are allowed to. This transfer, chosen one, reaches far beyond finances. Money is only the visible layer of something much deeper happening in your life. What is truly being restored is alignment with yourself, with your calling, and with divine design. There are repairs taking place internally, confidence rebuilding where doubt once lived, trust reforming where disappointment hardened you, vision sharpening where confusion once blurred direction. Recognition and access are being orchestrated in ways that do not require self-promotion or explanation. You will find yourself in rooms you did not force entry into, having conversations that shift trajectories without you trying to impress anyone. This is not about personal gain. It is about divine assignment. What flows to you now is meant to flow through you, touching systems, people, and spaces beyond your immediate awareness. That is why protection surrounds this transfer. What is meant for you cannot be intercepted because it is covered. The only requirement here is receptivity, not hustle, not performance, not proving. When you receive without resistance, alignment deepens. And when alignment deepens, life becomes coordinated rather than chaotic. You are not stepping into randomness. You are stepping into orchestration. There were seasons, chosen one, when your silence was misunderstood, when your restraint was mistaken for weakness, and when your slow movement was judged as lack of ambition. But silence was never absence, it was preparation. While others spoke prematurely, you were being formed. While others rushed visibility, you were being fortified. Vindication does not arrive with arguments, it arrives with results. The reason you no longer feel the need to explain yourself is because explanation is about to be replaced with evidence. Angels were assigned long before outcomes appeared. Authorization was granted in spaces you never saw. This moment was never a question of if, only when. And now confusion gives way to confirmation. What arrives now answers prayers you stopped verbalizing, questions you carried quietly, and doubts you learned to manage without external reassurance. This is not about proving anyone wrong. It is about aligning so fully with truth that misunderstanding no longer matters. What was hidden is becoming clear. What was questioned is becoming undeniable. Chosen one, understand this clearly. What is being released is not designed to draw attention to you. It is designed to empower your assignment. This wealth does not inflate ego. It strengthens impact. It does not isolate you. It expands your influence. As overflow enters your life, It will change your presence before it changes your lifestyle. People will feel something different around you, not because you announce success, but because authority carries weight. Your walk will be steadier. Your decisions will be clearer. Your boundaries will be firmer. And others will sense the shift without needing explanation. This blessing is intentional, measured, and complete. God does not bless halfway. What is being established now has continuity. It is not here to impress, it is here to sustain. The attention it draws will not be because you seek it, but because alignment is visible. When purpose is funded, movement becomes inevitable. Chosen one, what is unfolding in your life now is not a lucky break, not a coincidence, and not a moment that can be easily reversed. It is legal in the spiritual sense of the word. Instructions have already been issued in realms you do not see, and those instructions carry authority. This is not about chance aligning in your favor. It is about permission being granted. That is why fear of loss, reversal, or interference no longer fits this season. What has been authorized cannot be unauthorized by opinion, jealousy, delay, or resistance. Even the setbacks you experienced before this moment were not signs of denial, they were protection. Certain doors stayed closed because opening them early would have exposed you to pressures you were not yet meant to carry. Now, the same forces that once blocked movement are clearing pathways. This shift carries permanence. Provision is no longer seasonal. Favor is no longer conditional. You are not stepping into a temporary high followed by another collapse. You are stepping into stability that can hold weight, responsibility, and growth. The reason this feels calm instead of chaotic is because legality brings order. What is legal does not rush. It stands. And what stands does not fall easily. This is a foundation being laid, not a moment being borrowed. Something has changed in your frequency, chosen one, and it is affecting more than just how you feel. It is affecting how life responds to you. Frequency is not mysticism. It is alignment made visible. When your inner state matches your divine design, the environment adjusts automatically. You no longer need to announce your value or explain your vision. Attraction replaces effort. Conversations come to you. Opportunities find you. Names that were once overlooked begin to surface in places you never entered intentionally. This is magnetic authority, not dominance, not force, but presence. People sense it before you speak. Spaces respond before you act. You may notice that what once required persuasion now requires only availability. This is because resonance does the work that striving used to do. When your frequency shifts, resistance dissolves. You are not pushing against systems anymore. Systems are recalibrating around you. Being remembered, recognized, and respected becomes natural because alignment carries its own signature. Your aura speaks before your resume ever could. As this expansion unfolds, chosen one, you may notice that certain people, habits, or attachments begin to fall away, not through conflict, but through misalignment. This is not loss, it is insulation. Overflow requires space, and space is created through pruning. Some connections cannot travel where you are going, not because they are bad, but because they are complete. Shrinking circles do not mean shrinking impact. They mean refined focus. You may be misunderstood in this season, especially by those who benefited from your availability when you were still learning boundaries. Let them misunderstand. This expansion is sacred. It is protected. And it is funded in ways that do not rely solely on familiar structures. Supernatural provision replaces old dependencies. Inheritance appears where effort once dominated. December 25th is not symbolic in this sense, it is a delivery point. What exits now makes room for what must enter. And what enters is not fragile. It is designed to stay, What comes next, chosen one, is not just increase, it is positioning. Wealth supports assignment, but authority establishes territory. You are being positioned for influence that does not need to be manufactured. Recognition arrives not because you demand it, but because systems respond to clarity. This is rulership, not dominance, leadership that flows naturally because alignment commands respect. You may notice that decision-makers listen differently now, that your presence carries more weight without additional effort. This is not ego, it is function. Every calling carries a territory, and yours is opening. Doors that once felt guarded now respond without resistance. The recognition coming your way cannot be replicated or faked because it is rooted in assignment, not appearance. The spotlight does not burn you in this season, it illuminates you. Approval is not chased, it is granted. And what is granted cannot be revoked easily. This season is marked by momentum, not struggle. You will notice a shift in how things move, less forcing, less overthinking, less emotional exhaustion. Right people arrive at the right time. Resources align without chaos. What once drained you now energizes you. This does not mean responsibility disappears. It means resistance does. Energy becomes more valuable than effort. Presence becomes more powerful than noise. You may feel environmental shaking not as destruction, but as adjustment. Visibility increases because alignment demands expression. You are not hidden anymore, and you are not scrambling for attention. You are visible because it is time. Authority stabilizes your movement. Dominion replaces doubt. You are no longer reacting to life, you are moving with it. Momentum carries you forward steadily, confidently, and unmistakably. Chosen one, overflow does not arrive randomly. It arrives where capacity has been prepared. This season is stretching you, not to exhaust you, but to make room. For a long time, you learned how to survive with little, how to manage uncertainty, and how to remain steady without visible support. Those skills were not wasted. They were training. Now, expansion requires a different posture. You are being invited to think larger without anxiety, to hold more without fear of loss, and to receive without guilt. Spiritual banks are opening, channels of provision, opportunity, and support that do not depend on constant effort or explanation. This is the end of chronic struggle, prolonged silence, and shrinking expectations. Establishment replaces instability. You are not entering confusion, you are entering structure. And as waves of arrival come, they will be followed by waves of confirmation. Each layer builds on the last. You are not being overwhelmed, you are being reinforced. Overflow flows best through someone who understands responsibility, not entitlement. That is why it trusts you now. What arrives in this season is more than a blessing, it is revelation. You begin to see yourself clearly, not through past limitations, but through divine intent. This transfer unveils identity. It shows you who you have been becoming all along. Wealth here is evidence, not the goal. It confirms what was already true. Preparation gives way to presentation, not performance, but embodiment. You are no longer hiding, refining, or waiting for permission to be seen. The beginning phase is over. What follows is visibility with substance. You carry abundance differently now. You are not chasing validation or resources. You are carrying them. And carrying changes posture. You move slower, steadier, and with discernment. This revelation brings peace because clarity eliminates internal conflict. You know who you are, and that knowing stabilizes everything else. December 25th is not just a meaningful date, it is a destiny timestamp. It marks the moment when alignment, readiness, and permission converged. Heavy delays were not punishment, they were precision. Timing had to be exact because what is being released carries long-term impact. This moment bears unmistakable divine origin. It does not feel forced. It feels inevitable. You may sense a pull, a steady, undeniable movement drawing you forward. That is the sound of the flow opening. You are no longer hoping something happens. You are holding what has arrived. This date anchors memory. You will look back and recognize this as the point where everything quietly changed. There is no return to what once felt normal, chosen one. Normal cannot contain what you now carry. A divine override has occurred and acceleration is active. This is architectural wealth, legacy building, system shaping, future-facing provision. Overflow does not stop with you, it moves through you. Others will benefit because you said yes. Structures will shift because you were positioned. This is not excess for display, it is supply for continuity. God's signature is on this season, and signatures finalize things. What is signed is established. What is established endures. This is not anticipation anymore. This is arrival. The river is open and flow has begun. Confirmations will appear visibly through opportunities, recognition, provision, and alignment. What touches you now extends into generations beyond you. The weight you carried was not wasted. The waiting was not pointless. It was preparation for permanence. You can breathe now. You can move without fear. The wait is over. The flow is active. And you are exactly where you were meant to be, steady, prepared, and authorized.